Alright guys, so I am here with my friend Kristen, who I just met today, but follows and talks to me on Facebook and YouTube. And we're doing this long, gorgeous hair. Her hair is so long, guys. I am so excited for what we're doing today. So basically, her base is all of her grown out hair, and she has a beautiful natural blonde base, which means that our lightning today is going to be so easy. And then she kind of has her old highlights through the ends. So I will be using Olaplex today because we want to make sure that we can keep her hair nice and long because she loves her long hair. But we're going to be trimming it up a few inches, lightening her base, lightening her ends, and doing a purple ombre on it. And I am so excited to start. To begin the process, all of the color that's in the foils, I'm going to be lightening with Blonde Me and 30 volume. This is going to dilute it down to a 20 volume, which is exactly what we want because I have Olaplex in it, and I'm going to be using my extra long foils. Because Kristen has so much hair, what I've done is I've just gone and foiled the entire back of her head. Guys, she has so much hair. She has amazing hair. So what I've done is I've just gone through and added foil just like you would do on a normal client, just adding regular highlights. And now what I'm going to do is go through and balayage all of her ends that are hanging out because we want the end result to be extremely bright on the ends. Because I'm going to be adding purple to it, we want to get as much yellow out of it as we possibly can, because the lighter and the more yellow that you get out of hair, the more vibrant your purple is going to be. So right now I am going through and starting from the bottom to the top and balayaging those ends. I'm using a new clay-based lightener. This is by Sunlight. It is completely new. We've used it a few times at the salon, and so far, guys, like, first impressions is that this lightener is amazing. It's unlike any other balayage lightener I've ever used. This stuff works amazing. So I use Sunlights, and you can use this with any developer, and I just use my Schwarzkopf 40 volume developer, and then I added Olaplex in with it as a balayage mix ratio. You can see all of my formulas that I use down below in like specific terms and ounces that I use. So basically, I just used a 40 volume. I'm probably going to end up rinsing the back part of section of her hair before I rinse the front because her hair is so dense. I wanted to go ahead and get my back end processed so that way if I needed to rinse the back before I rinse the front, I totally could, and I wouldn't have to worry about those ends being a little too dark. So basically I'm just going through and balayaging these ends. I'm like heavily saturating all of this. And then I'm coating kind of from like mid shaft all the way through the ends. And then I am bringing up onto the very sides, making that kind of V formation in balayage. You can see that in all my other videos. This is basically how I always do my balayaging. Oh my gosh. So we just foiled, I think it took me like an hour and a half just to foil the back of her hair because she has so much hair, guys. And then we went and balayaged everything. So everything in here is foiled, and then everything on the ends is completely balayaged. And we are waiting for it to get as blonde as we possibly can without compromising her hair. All right, so we just took out all of her color, all of her highlights, and you can see we got all of her gorgeous little highlights up here. And then it goes out to extremely blonde on her ends. And she does have like minimal breakage because we did have to lighten it so much. But with that Olaplex, it helps to keep it like super strong so we don't have to worry about the damage that you would normally see with scary, very processed lightened hair. And then you can see over here we have our two purples. We did a lighter one because we want it to go from like a lighter to darker color, and I'm gonna go in and foil all of this in her extremely thick hair. Are you excited? I am. So after that, I just sectioned her hair into 4 sections. So I'm doing front, left, and right, and then back, left, and right. And you can see me running around trying to find my balayage board. So basically, I'm going to start my balayaging from the very end up, and I'm using foils for this. I really wish that I had that really awesome foam I need to order some of that really bad so I can start reusing and stop wasting so much foil, because guys, we go through a lot of foil, and I get extra long foils. I actually buy them from Smart and Final, because one of the guys that I worked with, Jason, he used them, and they're so much longer, which is really amazing for doing girls with very long hair. So as you can tell, I'm just kind of going through and balayaging. Some of them I'm starting at the end, some of them I'm starting from the lighter purple on top. And then what I have is a separate brush that just kind of stands alone, and I can mix that center part without having to use like my other brushes and getting that either light or dark color kind of mixed in the rest. So I have 3 different brushes. 2 are in the color, and then 1 is just by itself. And I'm just going through and pulling this about halfway up Kristens' hair, and then I'm kind of pulling some longer, like smaller pieces up the sides. Like I said, my balayage technique is pretty like across the board how I normally do it, because it helps to get the hair nice and seamless. For this technique, I am using a balayage board for like the very bottom of it, so I can have a base so it's a little bit harder. And then when I work my way up the hair, I'm just kind of laying it on top of the other foils and then painting it on top of the foil. You can balayage however you want. There's like a million techniques. This one just works the best for me. And then when I get to the front of her hair and the top of her hair, I'm going to be adding a little bit of teasing at the roots. What this is going to do is it's going to allow, whenever I go to brush it out, it's going to be even softer, so I don't have to worry about any pieces that might be a little bit harsher, especially for around the face and the top of the hair. You really want to make sure to do this. That way it's just a softer ombre, and you don't have to worry, like I said, about any pieces that are a little bit harsher. If you want to do it all over the head, you totally can, but this girl had such thick hair. I decided that I was just going to do that towards the top of her hair, because I pretty much blend out my balayage really well. Alright guys, we are on hour 5 of this process, and I left this one open. So you can see we're taking like her lighter purple, and then it's gonna like transition into this deeper purple, and all of her ends are completely ombreed. This is such a long process. It is not easy, and it takes a very long time. A very long time. And at the top, like you guys can see in the front, I teased this part so that when I go to brush it out, this transition right here is going to be even softer, so she doesn't have to worry about any like harsh lines, because I do not want to do an ombre that has those scary harsh lines in it. And you can see my mess over here. I dye so many towels. So many towels. This is the disaster after you color someone's hair with these vibrant colors. I think we are like 6 or 7 hours deep into this hair color. And my lighting, of course, in here is not as, like, it's not showing you as vibrant as it really is. I'm like trying to get in different lighting, but it is so beautiful. And I'll insert a picture of it that she's going to take for me so that we can really see this color. But her purple is so seamless, it's so soft looking, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely worth doing all of this work.
Hours on it.
Yes, hours on it. Our backs and our bums are tired. This whole process took me about 6 hours in 3 different steps. First we foiled, then we balayaged her ends, and then we rinsed and did her purple. This is all thanks to using Olaplex as a secret weapon, so I don't end up harming people's hair, and being able to keep it long and healthy and gorgeous. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, and then check out Kristens' YouTube channel linked down below. That process was so much fun, and if you want to check out some other ones like this one where I take my brassy hair to ashy hair, be sure to check out the link down below, and I'll see you later.